Welcome to the MeadowGrass Music Festival 2023 Ticket Launch Countdown. We're streaming live on December 11th, 2022 from the podcast studio of 6035 Media and Studios 809 Podcasts. In the studio this morning, we have Nicole Nicoletta, Executive Director of the nonprofit Rocky Mountain Highway Music Collaborative and MeadowGrass Music Festival Director, and Steve Harris, Talent Manager for MeadowGrass Music Festival, and Jenny Cook, the Volunteer Coordinator for the festival. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Let's see. I am Dave Gardner. I forgot about me. I am the Chief Podcast Wrangler here at Studio 809 Podcasts and Executive Producer of podcasts for 6035 Media. Studio 809 Podcasts is a collaborative of podcasts produced by podcasters in the Pikes Peak region for the Pikes Peak region largely. And you can find your favorite new local podcast at studio809podcast.com. This is what community sounds like. Meanwhile, 6035 Media, you may not have heard of us before. We're a brand new nonprofit news destination for you, bringing us all and more of what we've come to depend on and expect from the Colorado Springs Independent, Colorado Springs Business Journal, Southeast Express, Pikes Peak Bulletin, and a few other publications. We strive to deliver the truth, to build community, and engage citizens. Be sure and visit 6035media.org for more information. Nicole, we are packing a lot into this hour. Do you want to fill us in a little bit about what we can expect?
Sure. Well, first, I just want to say thank you, Dave, for having us. This is a very fun event, and it's always fun to have Jenny in the house and Steve, of course. And we have the beautiful Michelle. I don't know if anybody can see her, but she's with us. We've done live ticket launches. We've just launched them through the newsletter before, and we just thought maybe we could reach more people and launch them this way. So it's a first. So you may or may not know, Rocky Mountain Highway is a nonprofit, 501c3. We do Friends House concerts. We do MeadowGrass, of course. This is the 14th year. And we also do Rocky Mountain Flower Fest. That's at Venatucci Farm. It'll be July 29th this year. I do want to say that it was started by Steve Harris and Whitney Luckett. So huge shout out to Whitney, who's not here today, but
and
Steve
thank you,
is.
Steve. Yeah.
Yes. So we're happy to partner with La Forêt Conference and Retreat Center for that. And we can get into a little more details now, or I can tell you the details of the festival now.
We'll start talking about them, but a key moment in this hour is 11:45. That's, right now you cannot get tickets yet. No. But at 11:45 you can, and that's a big deal for the true fans and anybody who really knows how special MeadowGrass is.
And especially if you're looking for an RV spot, because those go, in about 24 to 48 hours at the most.
Yep. So we'll count you down, but we've got about 43 minutes to fill people in, especially for people who might not have been at MeadowGrass before. Give them a little bit of a picture of what they can expect, besides these pictures that are running over my shoulder here.
That's a good capture. Yep.
Okay. So what's you've talked about RV spots already.
One thing I will add about the RV spots is we have 6 additional ones this year.
Ooh.
So usually we have to turn people away. We tried to do a wait list. That didn't really work. So we have 6 additional ones, 3 at the chapel and 3 that are closer to general camping. So you'll see when you get to and so the Eventbrite link is published and it's up, so you can always be at the ready for 11:45. You just can't purchase anything.
Yeah.
But once you do, you'll see the description of the RVs. The first 9 folks for over 20 will be in the usual spot in premium camping. Then the next one's at the chapel and the next one's at general camping. So it's definitely still primo if you are quick on the draw for that one. So RV spots.
I forgot to mention.
Oh yes.
We're
toast.
drinking.
We're launching. That's what
yes,
we're doing.
This is a ticket launch party.
That's right.
So cheers to you too, Michelle.
Yes.
So thank you, Nicole, for bringing some refreshments so that we could party.
Sparkling apple cider, right?
That's right. Yes, yes. One thing that's exciting, we did this last year. You may remember if you were there. If you weren't, you'll be excited for this year. We have the Battle of the Bands. So we're partnering with Armadillo Ranch. Jenna Gallus and Jason Wells own the Armadillo Ranch. And so they will be launching the Battle of the Bands contest on January 1st. And if you want more information about how you can be part of that, you just go to the Armadillo Ranch website and you'll find information on that. So that will be open for essentially applications. And then every Thursday up until May, I think mid-April maybe, there will be one of those bands will be playing so that people will then be able to go home and vote on who they want to win.
Where will they be playing?
At Armadillo Ranch
Oh,
in
okay.
Manitou Springs.
Okay, at Armadillo
Yes.
Ranch. Cool.
Yes. So the winner of the Battle of the Bands will play the late night show on Saturday. So it's a very cool partnership. I mean, we
Neat.
love Jason and Jenna and Armadillo Ranch, and it's just fun. And Jenna brings so much excitement to that late night show, and she started doing costume contests, which I think the alcohol tent is now getting on board with. So it's going to be a hoot.
And last year, it worked very well with Barefoot Family Caravan winning, and it was a great show that night. So I'm looking forward to the results.
Kind of
Good.
like America's Got Talent, only cool.
Yeah, exactly. And local.
Yes, which makes it cool.
Mhm, exactly.
What else?
What else? So the Pharisee Boys Kid Zone, of course, will be back with the Millabo Art Theater and the Giant Bubbles. I mean, MeadowGrass really is what it is. Oh,
They were
good.
on the
They were on the
screen.
screen. Good. Giant Bubbles, Concrete Couch will be there doing their amazing creative play. Maybe we'll have the Hay Wagon. I don't know. That's always one of those things that, whoa, there it is. So then we have it. So I don't know.
And if you don't have it, you hear from somebody about
Probably,
that, don't you?
probably. Or they'll go find it. Those little kids usually find it. The Boredom Fighters will be back. We had them for the first time last year. They were amazing. They were on the path down to general camping. They're a nonprofit out of Denver, and they take music production and education to mostly schools throughout the United States, quite honestly, that don't have music programs. They are so fun. They're young. They're hip. They know festivals. They're going to be
They're
really great.
cool. If
Yeah.
I was a teenager, I'd be hanging out.
I would
there.
too. Yeah. I was hanging out there, and I'm 48. I mean, 49. I just turned 49.
So you are a teenager.
Yeah. I do want to say one more very important thing that we'll have on Friday is the announcement and the performance of the 3rd annual Steve Harris Songwriter of the Year contest. So, as you may or may not know, it's in honor of Steve for the music that he brings to the stage at MeadowGrass and the focus on the singer-songwriter talent that's across the nation, certainly local and regional. And we started this during the pandemic when kids didn't have much going on at their schools. In fact, they weren't at their schools. So just a way to honor Steve and a way to honor the kids who were trying to get maybe some of the emotion and experiences they were having on paper. So Grainer Music is the sponsor for that.
How does it feel, Steve? You're a legend.
Yes, it feels great.
It was your idea, right?
Hey, Nicole. It's really fun. It's really fun. And so last year, the winners also were the openers at the Mountain of the Sun Music Festival up in Teller County. So there's always opportunity for the youth to expand from the contest. So if anybody wants to do that, they can email me or they can go to our website. But we would love to just have that just get bigger and bigger every year. So far it has. So it's an important one. And of course, the beer festival is Friday as well, from 4 to 6. And people will be able to buy a pint of beer from the brewery participating in the beer festival this year. They changed the policy at the state level, and so if you really like what you taste, you can get yourself a pint.
Now, what are you going to do to kind of make that more popular? Because nobody really shows up for that.
Oh, it's funny. People at MeadowGrass just don't seem to be into beer. It's weird. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have to do anything, especially now that I just announced you can buy a pint.
I think people are lining up already. Well, and there's no better place for all this to be happening than MeadowGrass. I'll never forget the first time, Steve, that you took me out there and we walked the meadow and you showed me and explained this, because I hadn't, you'd been doing it a few years, but I wasn't, I'd never been. Hadn't heard of it, that
Yeah.
age-old problem of
Right.
people who aren't plugged in. And it is just, it's right up there. Red Rocks is almost as good, but not quite.
Almost. It's pretty magical. I do want to make sure I also make one more plug for Jessica Patterson
Oh, yeah.
at Root Center for Yoga and Sacred Studies. She has been doing for years the yoga sessions on Saturday and Sunday morning, 9 a.m. So it's donation-based. She's phenomenal. I mean, it's fun to watch pictures where there were about 15 people. Now there's 60 to 70 each morning. And so that you can do your yoga, and then you can go to Elevated MeadowGrass Spirits and get a cocktail and breakfast and put your chair in the meadow and be ready to boogie.
In fact, I think if you show up too late for yoga, you probably get turned away, right? It pretty well fills up.
Probably.
Yeah.
I would guess. We're looking at Michelle because she's a yogi.
And I couldn't understand why. How could that be so popular? But
Right.
once
Right.
you experience Jessica, yeah.
That's the truth.
And it's a great place to be doing that. Yeah.
There's that photo.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at
The
that.
timing down.
Steve's sitting over there. He's bored. He's just watching the slides.
I was going to say, there's some music that happens at this festival too, right?
Oh, that's right.
We should. And I got to say, this is our first for 6035 Media and Studio 809 podcast to be streaming live from the studio. So thanks for being the guinea pigs. Hopefully it's going well.
Yeah. If anybody wants to text us or chat us, tell us.
But we were going to play some samples of some of the music for you, and then we did have a little bit of a technical hitch in the mixer, so we can't share. We can't actually let you listen to any of the music today. But Steve has promised me he will come back. We'll do another podcast episode where we sample some of the bands and get to know them a little better.
Absolutely.
Good. Now, I'm curious. You want to talk about the music, or do we want to talk about?
Sure.
I know we have some
Music.
other things, but let's.
Maybe we should
let's do
say
those
real
first.
quick so people can be doing this, the ticket giveaway, right? So
Yeah.
we've got a trivia question for anybody out there. If you answer this question correctly, the first person to answer this question correctly gets 2 weekend passes to MeadowGrass, with or without camping. If you want to camp, we'll let you camp. If you don't, that's fine. So you just will email me, and I will see who the first one is to answer this correctly. So my email address is rmhmc, so Rocky Mountain Highway Music Collaborative, 09@gmail.com. You can find that everywhere too, if you didn't catch that. So the question is, who was the headliner for the 10th anniversary at MeadowGrass on Saturday night?
And that was
So-
2018.
Thank
2018,
you.
yeah.
2018, 10th anniversary, MeadowGrass headliner, Saturday night.
So
Go.
if it looks like Nicole is fubbing us, she's just watching her email to see if we have a winner.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, what about sponsors, vendors? Do we want to talk about that before we get into the music too? Or?
Sure, let's do, and then everybody can just focus on the music. Sound good?
Okay.
Okay. So, first of all, as you all know, I would imagine that we could not do any of this without our sponsors. Again, super happy to be partnering with 6035 Media. This is very exciting, and Studio 809 Podcasts. We have the Pharisee Boys Kids Zone. We have S5. They have headquarters in Black Forest. We have Bluebird Mortgage, David Jeffrey with Grass It Up. So it's very fun to have him on board. John Mills Painting. Classic Homes is a long-time lead sponsor for us. We have Skin Cancer and Dermatology Center. Brett Matheson has been a long-time sponsor as well. We have Nascent Designs, Paul Hollendorfer. He does our website. And I will look at my phone in a second and make sure I didn't forget anybody. And if you can all think of it, please let me know. Copper, of course. Copper's always there for us. So we love our sponsors, and we're always looking for sponsors. And we have lots of great opportunities, whatever would work as a deliverable for sponsors, their banner, tickets, whatever.
And why is sponsorship so important to this?
So as a nonprofit, right, fundraising is essential. It's just sort of your middle name, nonprofit/fundraising. It's what you do. And we have upfront costs, right, for the festival. So before the ticket
Couldn't you
sales
just
come in,
charge $1,000 a ticket and cover your costs?
we could. Thank you for that little nudge there, Dave. The beautiful thing about it is not only does Steve bring music to the stage that is right on the edge of just blowing up, right, to where you're going to be spending a lot of money on tickets. So we get that talent and we get it affordably. And so our sponsors are hugely responsible for that. And our loyal ticket purchasers who have been coming since 2009, which we have quite a few of them. We have children who were, not even one when they started coming to this festival. So it's pretty powerful. So I do want to acknowledge our sponsors. I do also want to acknowledge our loyal followers because we couldn't do it without them either.
Now I have vendors on the list. What
Yeah.
does that mean?
So everybody loves Mr. Lemonade, but he moved to Montana.
Oh.
So I know. See? So if anybody is a lemonade vendor, send them my way. But I also just wanted to say we have our fantastic vendors coming back. The retail vendors, artisans, and the food's going to be great. We'll have food at the late night show again. So I just wanted to make a plug for anybody who's interested in joining as a vendor. If there's space available, we'll plug you in, but certainly want to fill that lemonade/sweet spot.
Yep, pretty tough duty to be staffing your booth out there in the meadow on a beautiful spring weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
worth it though. It's good times.
More about the, let's see, I have alcohol tent on the
Yep,
list.
alcohol tent. We have the same vendors coming back. We're happy about that. 291, 300 Days of Shine, Pikes Peak Brewing. We are using a punch card system this year. I know everybody has to be very patient with us. We're always trying a new way to work with our sales in the alcohol tent, but it's basically just looks like a business card, and it'll get stamped and you'll get punches for what you purchase. So there's less trash and it's just a little bit more streamlined. So punch card. Fallon is our amazing alcohol lead. She'll be back again this year. So it'll be aesthetically pleasing there as well. And yeah, so you can pre-order mugs as soon as the tickets go on sale. You can pre-order mugs. You can pre-order a T-shirt if you want. Yeah, that's about it for the alcohol tent.
So don't forget, you could win tickets to MeadowGrass 2023 this morning, if they haven't already been won. We don't know.
That's
I've been
right.
keeping you too busy to
That's
check your
right.
email.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
And maybe you don't want to let anyone know. But
That's right.
But if you just joined us, why don't you explain one more
Sure.
time? Tell people how they can enter to win.
Sure. So if you just joined, we're doing a ticket giveaway. We'll announce it before the tickets launch, so you'll know if you have to pay or not. 2 weekend passes, with or without camping. The trivia question is, who was the Saturday night headliner 2018 10th anniversary MeadowGrass? So 2018 Saturday headliner, who was it? First person to get it right wins.
All right. And that's a good segue into music. Are we ready to talk
Yes.
about it?
Yes.
Steve, I've been dying to know. I mean, I think you pretty well had everybody. Isn't it really tough to find good acts to bring in?
You know, it's harder than maybe you would think,
Oh.
given that we do have a limited talent budget. So I'm definitely always looking for the best value I can get in terms of bands that want to play. And the good thing about that is that the bands we do get are very eager to play. They're enthusiastic. They are certainly not making tons of money. We are not paying Bonnaroo wages or anything like that. But it's a process. It takes me a while. We at this point, out of the 21 or 22 spots that we have at MeadowGrass every year, I've confirmed 7 bands so far. So there's still a little ways to go. That'll be picking up here in the next few weeks as we approach the end of the year. And I would expect by mid-January anyway that we'll probably have the whole lineup.
And it's hard work because affordability isn't your number one criterion.
No.
No, I mean, you really are, you're picky and you bring in really good acts.
I talk to a lot of agents. I'm familiar with a lot of bands and a lot of artists. And so I'm trying to figure out what works in terms of different styles of music. I'm trying to do my best to support diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm also trying to make sure that the flow of the day is correct, you know, going from often lower energy, maybe singer-songwriter type of acts down into full-on dance party bands. So that's all important to me as well.
So that's why at 8 o'clock at night, there's hardly any room on the dance floor part of the.
Yeah, I pretty much,
Gets crazy.
yes. You know, people definitely want to end each night of the festival in a joyous dancing mood.
They are
Bit of a
jumpy.
hoedown.
It's like the best of Woodstock without all the mud, usually. Sorry.
Knock on wood.
I can't believe I
wherever the
even
wood
said
is.
that word.
Oh my goodness, Dave.
There has been mud.
A little bit.
And of course, we also do a mix of national, regional, and local performers. Over the years, I think that there's a lot of interest from national performers, and so I'm definitely able to make the lineup deeper in terms of national bands, but we will always support local bands, and you'll see 6, 7 local bands. and oftentimes new ones too. There have been bands that have come back, but it's really important to me to make sure that we have such a extremely vital musical community in Colorado Springs and the Pikes Peak region, and I try to give everyone a chance to have the opportunity to play on the MeadowGrass stage.
So we're about 25 minutes away from ticket launch, and we'll be counting that down. We've got really plenty of time to really fill people in on lots of details, and including you're going to be able to share with us the acts that you do have confirmed, right?
Yes.
But before you do that, we haven't let Jenny get a word in edgewise. I think we should put her on the spot.
I agree.
Jenny, what the heck are you doing?
Oh, not much.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so I'm really happy to be back again. This will be my 9th year.
Oh my gosh.
Coordinating volunteers for
Wow.
MeadowGrass Music Festival, and it's a true labor of love. It's a volunteer position for me, and it's just really fun to see people come back year after year and really feel like part of the community. Whether they volunteer because they want to give back to the music community, or they just want to get a free music festival ticket. Either way, we'll take them. They're all great volunteers, and can't wait to see the new batch for this year. We're doing some new. We're putting a new system in place this year. We're trying to modernize and using something a little bit beyond my normal spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet and email system this year. So we are still working on getting all of that in place and working out all the bugs. But for the meantime, if anybody wants to get on my list and be ready to get information when those applications go live, they can email me at meadowgrassvolunteers@gmail.com.
And that's just to get on the wait list,
That's
because
right.
it might be 5 years before you have room for them, right?
Right, exactly. No. We can pretty much take everybody. It takes so many volunteers to put this all together. It's so important because this is a volunteer run organization for the most part, and volunteers are just integral to making sure the festival can run properly. And it's I forget, I should have looked it up before I came on, but I think it's something like over 400 4-hour shifts to make the festival happen. So
Wow.
we offer different opportunities for volunteers. There's an opportunity to work 3 shifts, 3 4-hour shifts, and that would get you free entry to the festival plus camping for free. If you want to just do 2 4-hour shifts, that'll get you free entry for the whole festival, but it would not include camping. And then if you just want to dip your toe in, just do 1 shift, see what it's like. That'll get you the day of, so you can stay for the rest of the day or come early and enjoy the festival before you volunteer. It would get you that free entry that day. So there's lots of options, depending on how involved people want to get.
Can I add something real quick too?
Go
Just
for it.
speaking of, if you just want to get your feet wet a little bit with it, or if you're a long time, I need to do a shout out to our MeadowGrass committee. So we meet once a month starting in September-ish, September, October. And the committee is made up of people like Jenny, our leads in each of the areas at the festival. The kids zone is Jeremy, parking, late night, all of that kind of stuff. So it's really fun too to get to know those leads. They put in a lot of time and energy building up to and over the weekend. They're working their butts off. So it is kind of fun to find out who you like to be with over the weekend too. So, and they often ask for the good ones back too.
All right. So shall we talk talent with the talent manager in specifics?
If you're ready, I'm ready.
All right. Tell us what you can reveal at this point, Steve.
Sure. So I've only gotten 1 local band confirmed so far, but it's a great local band called Red Moon Rounder. I haven't even totally decided when they'll play, but I'm thinking it'll be probably Saturday afternoon. I know that Red Moon Rounder played an event for the Rocky Mountain Highway earlier this year, but they have never played MeadowGrass. So I think that's going to be a really super fun performance. I don't know, you were at the Red Moon Rounder concert,
They're
right?
phenomenal. Yeah.
And
they're
it's
fantastic.
Americana,
Oh yeah.
bluegrassy
Yep,
maybe, but
Yep. They are fun.
okay.
Yep.
So I know they're very excited to be making their MeadowGrass debut at next May. So then moving on Saturday, one of my national artists is Rachel Bayman. She is actually a singer-songwriter from Nashville. And I had tried to book her for last year, but she was going to be out of the country. So I, as I often do, just said, look, I'll extend the offer for the following year. And so we're excited she'll be able to join us. She has a 4-piece band. One of MeadowGrass alumni in her band is Jacob Grootman, who was with the band Front Country. So he'll be returning to our festival for his second time. And he's actually played quite a bit for Rocky Mountain Highway events over the year. But I had a chance to see them last summer, and her band is great. So that's really exciting. She's also been doing a lot of writing. One of the premier Americana music publications is the magazine No Depression, which is a quarterly journal that covers all aspects of the roots music world. And so she's been writing a lot of columns, and she's featured prominently on their website. So she's a really interesting and charismatic entertainer. And I'm just going in order, leaving the headliners to the last. The way I generally start booking is by working on the headliners first, so that I know how much money I have left in the budget once I get through with the bigger names. So next up, I guess I want to feature a band called Twisted Pine that we have. They're going to be performing on Friday night. Very popular band. I've seen them at a Folk Alliance. Interesting sound. It's sort of bluegrassy, but sort of not. They recently did a cover of Heart of Glass on an album that was really the Blondie song, of course. That was super fun. But they have, I believe, 3 albums out, and that's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be on Friday night. Putting them at 6 o'clock, I think, or 6:30, sometime in that range. I haven't quite nailed down the timing yet, but they are definitely confirmed for Friday night.
While we're talking about them, we had hoped to maybe bring them in remotely to have a chat with them, but I think they were on the move, and that wasn't possible. But they did send us a little video. Nicole, should we play that now while we're talking about them, or do you want to save the videos till after he goes through the whole lineup?
That's fine. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Whatever works for you guys.
Okay. All right. So we've got a little. So they couldn't join us live, but on the road yesterday they recorded a little message for you, bluegrass or your MeadowGrass fans. So let's listen to Twisted Pine.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Twisted Pine.
And we are so excited to be playing MeadowGrass next year, 2023.
Colorado, we can't wait to come out and jam with y'all, so get your tickets. Super stoked. Let's get funky. See you there.
Awesome.
Nice, super fun and nice people, and just great musicians. So I believe they are actually, still signed to the Signature Sounds record label, which is a fantastic record label as well. So glad to see that they are excited about performing for us.
They look like fun. Looked like they were driving in the middle of the night.
Yeah. So from there, I guess I would go on to a band that we have out of Pittsburgh. We draw from all over the country, and this band is called The Common Heart. And they're an interesting band. I actually had booked them for 2020, which was our lost pandemic festival year. At that time, they were very new. And in fact, there was at least one other band I booked in 2020 that didn't make it through the pandemic and kind of fell apart. But The Common Heart is fronted by a very charismatic singer, and it's a big band. I believe there's 8 people in the band.
Wow.
Horns, backup vocalists, and I think they sound a lot like Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, not in a ripping them off kind of way, but that's kind of the vibe I get from The Common Heart. I wasn't able to bring them last year, partly just because, for 8 people to come out, we didn't have that kind of a budget, but they were very eager to make it out to Colorado. I'm not sure that they've ever performed here. I think you're going to be seeing big things from them. I believe they just released their 2nd album recently, and so that's going to be a lot of fun. And they are not the last band on the main stage on Saturday. They're next to last, so they'll be starting in that 6 to 6:30 range on Saturday. But that's going to be super fun. So with that kind of gets us to our headliners. Those are the only other bands I've booked are the headliner for each night. And I'm going to start with Friday. I'll just go chronologically, I guess, in order. So Friday night, I'm very excited about a band we have called Jig Jam. They are originally from Ireland. I'm not sure if they're I don't know enough to know whether they're living in Ireland or if they're now sort of transplants here. It was certainly, I mean, I couldn't afford to fly them over from Ireland, but they were super excited about performing.
So they're having to row a boat over?
Possibly, yes.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
So it's definitely bluegrass, but it also has that Celtic element to it. We haven't done a lot of Celtic music at MeadowGrass, just hasn't happened. And I wouldn't say this is traditional Celtic music by any stretch. It's more like progressive bluegrass with a Celtic edge. But that's going to be super fun. I like to do on Friday night, I like to try to do acoustic music when I can, because our friends at the Black Rose Acoustic Society forego their usual concert that would happen. Of course, they're right down the road at the Black Forest Community Center. But they years ago said, we don't want to compete with MeadowGrass. So I've tried to stay true to scheduling acoustic acts whenever I can in honor of that partnership that we have. And so Twisted Pine and Jig Jam are both acoustic bands. It's going to be a lot of fun, though. Haven't decided who I'm going to put during the beer festival. That's always a little bit of a challenge because a lot of people are enjoying the beer festival, although our sound system is fantastic.
Yes.
So you'll be able to hear even while you are sampling beers. But I can tell you that Twisted Pine and Jig Jam are both going to bring a dance party. So after you've sampled your beers, you will have the opportunity to really dance and have fun.
Love it.
So Saturday, we talked about Rachel Bayman, Red Moon Rounder before that, and the Common Heart. I'm really stoked on my Saturday night headliner. It's Donna the Buffalo. Donna the Buffalo is a band from upstate New York. They have been around for a long time. I've been asking about them for a long time, and finally this year we're going to make it work. It's a mix of, I guess, I'm trying to think. I mean, there's two lead people, essentially. One is a man and one is a woman. The first time I saw them was at the Telluride Bluegrass Festival, probably, I assume in the late 90s. So they have been around for a long time. They have a lot of albums out. Their music spans a wide range of styles. I mean, there's certainly a rock and roll element to their band, but there is also heavy Americana, some bluegrass influences in there. There's an accordion, so they do some Zydeco music as well. And they also have a very devoted following. I just recently read an article about their following is called The Herd, and people that follow them around. And they give a lot back to the community as well. And so we're super excited for Donna the Buffalo.
There must be a story about how they came up with that name, which we would have asked them if they could have joined us live, but they're on the road too right now. But they sent us a
sure did.
video from the
Yeah.
road, so
Yeah.
why don't we hear from
Let's
Donna
do
the
it.
Buffalo real quick.
Hey there, this is Jeff Brewer from Donna the Buffalo. As you can tell, I'm driving the bus. I got my Donna the Buffalo hat on. And we're very excited coming to MeadowGrass Music Festival. It's so exciting, in fact, that we already left. We're just moving the other way around the planet. And we're looking forward to getting there in the spring, in the May. Many thanks for having us, and we look forward to it.
So
That is awesome. I'm so thankful for the bands that did that for us today.
that was nice of them to
Great.
do that.
Yeah.
He really needed to turn off the engine and coast while he recorded it. The audio is a little bit challenging, but
Some good action, though.
yeah.
I mean, Jenny, you go to a lot of concerts. Have you heard of Donna
Oh
the
yeah,
Buffalo?
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an exciting one for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, it'll definitely be a lot of fun on Saturday night, and that is a kind of historically our major night in terms of attendance and things, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And so that brings me to my last headliner and the last band that I've confirmed as of this moment, and I'm super stoked on them as well. Of course, they are a band called Cha Wa, and they are from New Orleans. Michelle and I had a chance to see them at a Folk Alliance where they actually marched around a ballroom because what they do is funky. It's very much funk, but it's also very much in the tradition of the New Orleans Indians who do all the second line stuff and carnival. And so I'm not, I don't want to speak to exactly what their performance will be. They have been nominated for a Grammy in the past. I believe their last album was nominated for a Grammy, but it will be a super fun party. And I figured it was a perfect way to end the weekend with some good New Orleans funk. And so,
That's super exciting.
That
too.
is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, I think I'm not sure if there's 6 or 8 people in that band as well, but I know there will be horns, and it will also be very much a dance fest.
Super exciting.
wait.
I know.
That's what's so fun about these ticket launches is you get to hear Steve talk about it. You get to hear about these amazing musicians, and it's just, it just get fired up right away.
And you said that's Sunday night, and that's ending the weekend because it's a 3-day weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. You still have plenty of time to put this on your calendar before you click on that link in the description of the event or go to meadowgrass.org to be ready to pounce on those tickets at 11:45. Put it on your calendar, Memorial Day weekend. But you guys are smart. You give everybody Monday to sleep it off.
Yeah, you can stay the night Sunday night if you want to.
Yeah.
Because you're going to want to go to the late night show, obviously.
That's true.
Sunday night.
I should have said Shawa closes the main stage. There is still a late night show that happens
right.
after the main stage closes on Sunday night.
But the music starts on Friday afternoon.
Usually about 1:30
Yeah.
is what we plan on.
So you get Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you get Monday to pack up your campsite and head home, or if you weren't camping, to just sleep in if you
Yeah.
partied too hard.
To recover.
To recover. And you know what it is? I'm glad you brought that up because it's a very peaceful place. So there's something very special about the mornings before everything even starts. And maybe that's just me and Michelle in the background saying, when you're festival director, there's all kinds of stuff going through your head and things you have to take care of. But it is such a peaceful place. Monday morning is kind of nice to just wake up and stretch and get yourself together and see your last few people before 2024.
I camped out there last year for my first time, and it was just such an eye-opener. It was a blast, but I saw what other people were doing, and there are people who have been coming for years, and they have, there are, 6 families around the campfire, their own campfire at night, not a real campfire.
An on-off switch fire.
Yes, on-off switch fire. But the mood is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in some cases they come from all over the country to get together for that weekend. It's kind of like a family reunion of sorts. It's pretty cool.
Well, they do call it the premier kickoff to summer in the Pikes Peak region, so there's a reason for that. And you're absolutely right. There's little communities throughout La Forêt over that weekend. And some of our longtime volunteers are very, very wise. They volunteer for setup so that they can be there to get exactly what they want for the camping area. So it's very smart. Yeah, it's a phenomenal tradition for
And
a
there's
lot of people.
big difference between camping at MeadowGrass and camping at some of the larger
Mm-hmm.
festivals. And there's pros and cons, I guess, because at Telluride or any of the Planet Bluegrass events, you're going to be camped right next to people where you're all packed in together, and that can be fun.
Mm-hmm.
But at MeadowGrass, there is plenty of room to spread out, have your own privacy, and just-
Beautiful shaded spots.
Yes.
yes.
Lots of shade to be had. Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a great tradition for lots of families and non-families alike. For through the years, it's been really great.
Yeah.
14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
and there are people who have not missed. I think there's people who haven't missed a year.
Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah, for
I'm
sure.
sure
I'm one.
some. By default, that probably means Michelle is one.
And Michelle, didn't you do a stint as festival director one year?
She did that. She was the phenomenal leader in 2018 for the trivia question that we have, which no one has gotten correct yet. It is
Oh,
not
wow.
Joan
Wow.
Osborne. It is not Elephant Revival. It is not Reckless Kelly.
Those are all good guesses. though.
They
that
are
was-
great
Yeah.
guesses. Keep
That
trying.
was 4 years ago, so she's almost recovered from that.
Yeah.
It's hard work, so thank you, Nicole, for that, and Steve, thank you too, and Jenny.
Thank you.
I'm in awe. It's these folks work hard virtually year round to make this thing happen.
I have a question if we have time.
We have time.
It's for Nicole, and I know she's checking her email to see if we have a winner yet.
We do have a winner all of a sudden, but go ahead.
Okay.
Oh.
I was going to ask about the VIP program, and is that happening this year? I know the tickets are going on sale, but I'm just curious. I know last year I was really impressed with how you ran that. There was a whole VIP area. There were tastings and things. Can you speak to that?
I can totally speak to that. That was a lot of fun. And I do want to thank one of our sponsors who I didn't mention earlier, Herman Tiemens with the Tiemens Foundation. They were, have been a sponsor for a long time and had a very integral part in that VIP experience. We are sadly not doing the VIP experience this year. One thing we are doing is we have a couple of referral contests that are going to be happening from here probably till the beginning of May, that if you refer folks and they buy tickets and you are the one who has referred the most people who bought tickets, you will have access to indoor restrooms, which seems to be the most important thing from the VIP area. So I think we can bring the VIP area back again. It's just, it's quite expensive. It's in addition to our arrangement with La Forêt, and it just takes a team. And we had a good team. We just need a little bit of a bigger team. So we thought, well, let's just wait till we have that in place, and then we can do that. But for now, you will have the chance possibly to use indoor restrooms.
Now, if you don't get access to the indoor restrooms, there are plenty of trees out there. But you do not have to use them. In fact, we would rather you didn't.
We would like you to use Jay's Thrifty Thrones. Yes.
You have those are pretty classy porta potties you have out there.
They're clean. We
Yeah.
love those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Can I tag on to a couple things? We have a moment? Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
One person on Facebook asked to restate the email for signing up to be a volunteer or for more information.
Ooh, excellent.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's meadowgrassvolunteers@gmail.com. So that is meadowgrassvolunteers with an S @gmail.com. And I'd love to hear from you. I will have my
Ready.
eagle eyes on that email address for sure.
That will make you a VIP right there.
That's right. That's right. And you can always find these email addresses on our website too, RockyMountainHighway.org. And just a little fun fact, I started going to MeadowGrass as a volunteer in 2013 with my now husband and our 2 children for the weekend so that we could get into the weekend for free. And look at me now. So, A, be careful. And B is some great opportunities. So it really is fun. I did want to say a shout out to a couple of sponsors that I didn't mention earlier. Mile High Security, phenomenal local business, and they their sponsorship pays for the security guys that we have. We have rep investigators at MeadowGrass. They've been around for many years, and they're so fun. They love it.
They're great.
They are good. They are really kind people. Beav Radenberg, they've been around for a long time and involved in MeadowGrass in many ways. Maytag Aircraft Corporation, Kirkpatrick Bank. And I want to mention a couple of one of our longtime media sponsors, Springs Mag. We love them. John Sawyer, thank you if you're listening. And then new this year, or new for quite some time, KRCC. We're back with KRCC. Excited about that. We also have a good relationship with Ute Country News up in Teller County. So we worked with them with Mountain of the Sun and really trying to get some of the youth up there for the songwriting contest. So we're working with Ute Country News. And then, of course, 6035 Media and 809 Podcasts. So I just wanted to throw those ones back out there.
And one more that's not necessarily a sponsor, although they give us a screaming deal, but I want to send a shout out to Colin Bricker and Mighty Fine Productions who do the sound. Our sound is phenomenal. We never have any problems with our artists. I mean, we did one year the sound went out because of a storm, but that was not their fault.
Colin was as cool as a cucumber when that happened. I was a freak. He was amazing. So yes, they're worth every bit. They're amazing. Glad you brought them up.
And I'm going to start fubbing you a little bit. I'm watching the time on my
11:43.
phone because I want to make sure that we count down everybody to 11:45. Just a couple minutes away now.
Yes. So
1
I'll
minute
announce the
away
winner.
now.
I'll announce the winner. So good try, everybody. And Stephanie Curtis, if you're listening, which I think you are, you are the winner. Ron Pope was the Saturday night headliner in 2018 for the 10-year anniversary.
Good
so
job.
good job, Stephanie.
Yeah.
I have your email address. I will send you those tickets. You just let me know if you want with or without camping. So way
I'd
to
love
go.
to know how she found out, if she had the program, went back and looked at it. or-
Yeah, a lot of people probably have the program
Speaking
handy.
of
Yeah.
programs, we're bringing back paper programs this year. We tried the app for 2 years,
Yeah.
and thankful that everybody was patient with us through that process. Glad we tried it, but we're going back to paper programs. So if you're out there and you don't want to necessarily be a sponsor, but you would like to pull an ad, you just let me know.
That's going to make a lot of people happy.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
It is fun to look through the old programs. It really is.
Okay.
Oh my
7
gosh.
seconds. 6,
Very exciting.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. All right.
Okay.
Hopefully, if everything worked,
I will check my computer right now.
yeah. Check it out. See if the
Okay.
ticket sales are live.
See if those RV spots sold out already.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm on Pacific time. No. Or Easter time. Wow. Suddenly, I thought we were going to be stretching and waiting, but we managed to fill up those 45 minutes pretty quickly. So, Nicole is checking to make sure that that's all working. You guys are buying your tickets, snatching your RV spots, and we will end this broadcast when we're done, when we don't have anything else to talk about. But we have a few more things that we can visit about, and we also have a neat little 2-minute video highlights from the 2021 MeadowGrass Festival. That was pretty cool that we're going to show and talk about too.
We'll also, by the way, be putting together a Spotify playlist. We're not quite to the point of doing that, but we'll send out an announcement when that's available, so you can listen to the bands and get excited for the
Yeah,
festival.
that's a great way to get ready for the festival for sure.
I was speaking of Spotify. I was curious, Steve. How do you do it? How do you? Are you in It's probably a combination of things. Reddit, Spotify. How do you stay ahead of us when it comes to spotting the rising talent that you want to book?
Ironically, it's not Spotify. I do have a Spotify account, which I use mostly for things like the playlist. I don't listen to Spotify very much. It's just the biggest thing is just the connections that I've made over the last 26 years of being a radio DJ and then booking. I've had my own festival, the Southern Colorado Roots and Culture Festival back in the 90s, and then working with MeadowGrass since 2009. So I pay attention. I subscribe to a lot of different newsletters, the Americana Music Association newsletter, the No Depression newsletter. I'm on a lot of mailing lists, and I know a lot of agents. So these days I get hit up a lot by people, and there's just people that I really resonate with, I've done a lot of work with, and I trust their judgment as well. But when I'm booking a band, I kind of look, and I have to tell people sometimes, if I haven't heard of your band, I'm a little like, why haven't I heard about them? Because I'm always listening, I'm always looking. And once I've heard of a band in 3, 4, 5 different contexts, then I start to be like, okay, they're obviously bubbling up and probably have what it takes to be good at MeadowGrass.
Okay.
Tickets are up and everything's good.
And it's not sold out yet.
Not yet. Not yet. There's always that moment of, oh my gosh, I put the wrong date in there or whatever. So it's up.
What
it's
is
going.
the Did you tell the website, or is that on the?
So it should be on there. Yeah, the link is definitely on our Facebook page to the Eventbrite page.
Okay.
Yep, just 14th annual MeadowGrass. It's on our website as well. So
Yeah, and you guys you're kind of schizophrenic. You've got RockyMountainHighway.org. Is that right?
yep.
And MeadowGrass.org.
We don't really have MeadowGrass.org, but if you put that in there, it'll
It'll
still
take
go.
you to-
It'll
Yeah.
redirect, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
redirect.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
I never can keep track of which website's which, but
It's okay.
okay.
It's okay.
So we're going to show that video. Do you want to do that now and then chat some more, or do you have some more things you want to talk about before we roll that video?
Just to be sure that the video, I want to give credit to Stephen Martin with Explore with Media. He's the one who put the video together that you're about to see, which is also on our Facebook page and our website. I don't really have any other major points other than just really thankful for my team. Really, really thankful for my team. Thankful for the board of directors for Rocky Mountain Highway. Thankful for Steve and Whitney for starting this in the first place. And of course to you, Dave, for always being open and trying new things like this for us. So
Kind of fun?
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
fun.
thanks to you, because it's my fervent wish that this would continue on after I left the executive director role, and you've done it, and it's still going. And
It's still going.
I appreciate that.
I think we have time to talk maybe in a little more detail about Rocky Mountain Highway Music Collaborative and some of the other events like Friends House concerts. Can you share a little bit more about those?
So it's in the Skyway neighborhood, Whitney Luckett's house. If I don't get this right, let me know, but I'm pretty sure I've got it right. They found this house, she and her husband, and her husband's sister said, this room could either be just one big giant dining room and living room, or it could be a stage. And so 20 some years now, they've been doing Friends House concerts, and you can find information about that on our website and Facebook as well. Friends House Concerts also has their own Facebook page, but it's a pretty phenomenal. Once you go, man, it's really hard to not show up to those because they're so intimate. Mark, Whitney's husband, cooks a phenomenal gourmet meal for the artists. Not everybody,
Not
for the
everybody.
artists. And then you can come with potluck stuff, your own drinks and food, and it's a sweet, sweet experience.
That's always good, and it's like every seat's a front row seat. It's
Yes.
just so intimate.
Yeah. And then we do the Rocky Mountain Flower Fest. Last year was the first time we did that, and it was awesome. Of course, first time you do a festival, you learn a ton. So we learned some things, and we'll tweak it, and tickets will be a little cheaper this year, and music will still be awesome. Possibly all in the barn because we got rain and hailed on pretty good. But Grass It Up was playing, so it's like whatever. We were boot stomping like crazy. So that's a great partnership with Gather Mountain Blooms at Venatucci Farm.
Steve, you look like you had something to say.
Well, I was wondering, I have not paid attention to see if Whitney has announced any concerts coming up for the spring. Do you know if she already has? I think maybe she has Willie Porter.
I think
He
she
seems
does
to be
have
a
Willie
bit of
lined up.
a house, regular.
Okay.
I haven't seen any dates.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, and Willie Porter, I think, sells out usually. He's great.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Yep.
Okay, just wondering.
Yeah.
Jenny, you also look like you had something to say.
Oh, well, I can always talk more about volunteers. I mean, they're amazing.
Please, they are amazing. They're amazing.
So, yeah, we're not taking applications just yet. We're launching a new volunteer system, a nice website, and going to make it a little bit more automated, hopefully. And we're working out the bugs on that. But if you would like to know when that will go live, you can send me an email at meadowgrassvolunteers@gmail.com. We have all kinds of different opportunities for volunteers, whether that be checking people in at the front gate, working the kids area, working late night shows. So no matter what kind of skills or, social skills you want to have, like whether you want to interact with the public or maybe not, maybe take a back seat, we've got all kinds of opportunities for you. And we will, you get to choose kind of what area, give me your top 2 or 3 things that you would like to do, and we'll get you scheduled in for that. 3 4-hour shifts will get you weekend pass plus camping. 2 4-hour shifts will get you weekend pass without camping. And 1 4-hour shift, again, if you just want to dip your toe in, that'll get you admission to the festival for that day. And you can check us out. And then, of course, you will absolutely want to sign up for more shifts the next year. So we would love to have you. It's a really great community. We do a survey after every year of all the volunteers. And the biggest thing that we get in terms of feedback is just that it's really great to be involved and feel like a part of the community and feel like you're doing something for the other music fans in town. So it's really rewarding.
Plus, you get a T-shirt.
Plus you get a T-shirt.
Plus you get a T-shirt. And
How could I forget that part?
that's right. And we do set aside 3 to 4 RV spots. It is an additional fee if you want to park your RV, but we have a designated spot for volunteers who want to bring their RV. I was going to say something else. RV. Anyway.
I thought I would think I could read your mind by now, but
that's right.
it's not working this morning.
Well, think about it you can think about it while we play the video. So let's play the video. It'll give people who haven't been out there a really good sense of what they would be missing if they aren't snagging some tickets. But then we do have a few important details. We'll return after the video to talk about them and wrap it up. Okay.
Great.
All right. Let's play that
Okay.
beautiful bean footage.
is what we need, where the sky touches the sea. We walk a line, we walk a line. All we have are grains of sand falling through these open hands. Can't rewind the hourglass of time. All we know is what we've seen, and those we met, places we've been. Do we know much of anything? But this is all we'll have to walk with no going back. This is all we'll have. But tonight, for us, we burn too bright from the start. Like the stars, we fall too far. But you're right with the night. And if this is all we'll have to walk with no going back. This is all.
Beautiful video. Yeah,
I know. Thank you, Stephen Martin, with Exploring with Media. I love that one.
of course.
Yeah.
You have to be good a filmmaker to do that, but it helps when you have a great subject like that.
Yes.
So, some last minute details.
Sure.
What have you got for us, Nicole?
Sure. Last couple of things. Kids 12 and under get in free with a paid adult. So there is an actual quote-unquote ticket on the Eventbrite link or page for that. We just like to keep track of the numbers, right? Jenny, thank goodness, has taught me to really be very mindful of those numbers, whether it costs or not. So for sure, click on that, 12 and under. We also have military, first responder, healthcare worker, teacher, and new this year, senior discounts.
No podcaster discount?
Oh, you get all kinds of discounts, mister, as our partner. So look for that, too. They are on there. Those are live right now, too, for early bird prices. So these early bird prices last until through December 31st. Then they go up, and
That's
they
important.
will be the price that they will be until May 1st, and then they go up, and then if they go up just a tad bit at the door. But, yeah.
Yeah, you can't have podcaster discounts because everybody and their brother is
A
podcaster. these
that's
days.
right.
Even Steve Martin and Martin Short.
That's right. So yeah, my last final words are just I'm grateful for the community, super grateful for MeadowGrass people and the family.
That's cool. Should we say we're going to post the known lineup in the? We're going to amend that to the Facebook groups,
Yep.
Facebook page for this event. The video of this will live on Facebook and on the CS Independent YouTube channel, and this will be also released as an audio podcast sometime really soon, so people that miss this and who just have time to listen to podcasts will be able to listen to this conversation as well.
Awesome.
And there's a rumor that maybe Eventbrite isn't, hopefully Eventbrite's doing,
I think it's doing fine.
Oh, okay.
Michelle double checked it, and
Okay, good.
it's all the tickets should be good to go. If you for some reason see that every single ticket on there is free, I would just ask
Grab
you
them.
to use the honor system. Please don't grab them. Use the honor system and just hold on. But I think it's all good to go.
Okay. Well, wrapping up, I want to give a big nod to Ralph Giordano of Archangel Productions and RMG Photography for coming in this morning to direct the video. Great job, Ralph. It looked great. Myself, Dave Gardner, for producing and hosting this train wreck. And to Nicole Nicoletta, Steve Harris, Jenny Cook, the brains, the very hardworking brains behind the MeadowGrass Music Festival, and really just a small part of that.
Yeah.
Michelle, for joining us and keeping the party spirit going, and to Studio 809 Podcasts and 6035 Media for letting us occupy the studio today. If you like this kind of live stream thing, join us again this Friday. We're going to stream live from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. all day, Friday, from this studio for a special celebration of the 30-year history of the Colorado Springs Independent, the history of the Business Journal, and a preview of the exciting future that 6035 Media has in store for us. So if you're curious about that, we'll be streaming at csnd.com, at the Indies Facebook and YouTube channels, and you can find details at csnd.com/Indiefinity. Okay, you said your last word,
Yeah.
Steve. I'm going to let you wrap it up, and then we'll go dark.
You know, it's truly a labor of love putting on this festival for all of us, I think. I'm in it for the music, obviously, and it's just always amazing to me. The bands, artists, I mean, the setting we have, everyone brings their A game, and you will not be disappointed if you come to the MeadowGrass Music Festival this coming Memorial Day weekend.
That's a wrap.